Danny's world is actually ruined. From people saying that Clover isn't taking this situation seriously, to Danny's world themselves trying to cover up the whole situation, to Clover actually trying to gaslight her fanbase, and people just making fun of Danny's world on Twitter. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't play Danny's world ever again, and why this video will actually make it so you never want to play Danny's world again. And after this 8-minute video, you'll completely understand why Danny's world only has 8 minutes left. But before we talk about where Danny's world is now, we should talk about where Danny's world started, because it actually had a good upbringing on the Roblox community. It started as a small indie project that turned into a big project, with it now having over 7 billion visits and 4.5 million favorites, and the game was only made 2 years ago. So that just shows how fast this game even grew. And this game didn't just blow up overnight and the game ended up dying eventually. This game still has a pretty good active player base, with them around 40,000 players actively every single day. And with almost the entire world playing this game at one point, Danny's world had a big responsibility to keep their community safe. So as I mentioned about my last video about Danny's world, Rox was a terrible person that was a PDF that was basically like the smaller version and also skinnier version of EDP445. They did terrible things where they groomed 2 different people and multiple other people that aren't even known of yet. And in my last video, I talked about how Clover already knew about this years prior in 2024, but recently there's been new screenshots with her literally trying to gaslight people, saying that the whole screenshots and all the screenshots are just AI, even though it's back in 2024 when AI wasn't even a thing and wasn't even that good. Just look at this screenshot. Yeah, no, if they make a video, it's as simple as the proof in this video is fabricated. Screenshots are the weakest form of evidence due to how easily AI and editing programs can fabricate false narratives, and how screenshots can be removed from any further evidence. Now, Quell is technically right there. It is possible that all of these screenshots are AI, except all of these screenshots, the screenshots that I even showed in my last video, all of them are from 2024. Most of them in my last video are from 2024, actually. The AI didn't advance that much until 2025. If you've seen anything AI related in 2024, it was not even close to being as good as it is today. So that is just a false comparison. And the fact that you make this message on Discord shows that you know it's not fake, and that you're just trying to cover it up like you always do. And another image that's going around about Quell is where Quell was playing Overwatch on Discord, not even addressing the drama, not trying to make her game even safer, after everything that happened after hiring literally a PDF. Now, I'm going to defend Quell here. I think it's very important that they stay off of their game, so if anything, it's good that they're playing Overwatch, so they should really just stay off of their game. I don't think that they should even own a game with 7 billion visits. So I think it's best that they're just playing Overwatch constantly, because they should not be even interacting with their game. Except there's another screenshot going around where they're in Roblox Studio and they're editing their game, Danny's world. Just look at this message I'm going to read on screen, because it explains everything you need to know. Quell is in Roblox Studio. I checked Quell's account of boredom and saw that she was in Roblox Studio. Is she working on the new update, or did she get hacked? Now, I think it's speculation here saying that Quell got hacked, because there's no proof of that, and I don't think that's a thing that could have happened, because if they're this big of a creator with 7 billion visits, Roblox would definitely be able to be there to help them if they did get hacked. So that's just not even a thing that happened. Now, if they are working on an update, there's no update that can be fixing this game. You completely ruined your game. As you see in this screenshot right here, you had 200,000, over 200,000 people in your game at one time, and now you literally have 1% of that. Now, that math might be wrong. Tell me in the comments if I am wrong. Sorry, I just fact-checked that. That's 20%. Sorry, you have 20% of what you used to have in your game, just not in your game anymore, because you decided to do this terrible thing with Rox and protect Rox for some reason, even though you were literally making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from Danny's world. Terrible business decision, terrible business person. And it's even worse of a business decision if you realize that Danny's world at one point had 600,000 people playing their game at one time, and now they're stuck at 20,000 people playing their game at one time. The biggest fall-off in Roblox history right here. And you know what? It could be worse. Quell could be working on an update that has nothing to do with the problem that is going on with their game, except that's exactly what they're doing with this post right here. So apparently Quell is working on a circus trio, TOTW, instead of addressing what's going on, and TOTW just means tune of the week for their game, and that's like a terminology that they use for Danny's world, which is kind of creative, but also at the same time, not really the bestest time to do that, Quell, because I don't think a lot of people will be listening to that tune of the week. I'm pretty sure that's what that means, because it says tune in the name. What else could it mean? But anyways, there was a big thing that happened since my last video where someone made a document about Danny's world and all the things that happened, and someone that was close to Quell actually cut Quell off and made this big statement about Quell that is actually very interesting that I'm going to read right now. So look at this. As for Quellver, if you're reading this, which I doubt because you were notorious, always avoidant of reading just about anything negative to you, our cutoff isn't caused because of me speaking out about you. What you did was absolutely abhorrent, and if I am ever given permission to speak up about it, I will. will. But this is not the time or place to speak up what happened between me and you. You know what you did, that's why you blocked everyone and ran away, cutting everyone off without a second thought. And since this is a recurring behavior of yours, I imagine you'll try to hide anyway until the drama dies down. I hope for the sake of everyone involved, including you, that you actually speak up, and actually take genuine and honest accountability for once in your life, instead of hiding behind a persona. Even though I will never forgive you personally, the closure would allow me to finally heal from this horrid grief you and Rox have put me through. I know many other victims feel much the same, and that is why I fight so hard. It's not just me on the line, it's many voices here who need to be heard, which clearly there is war between the person that wrote this and also the person that owns Dandy's World, Quell, but they are completely right in the message that they sent. They definitely should take accountability for basically everything that has happened, especially for the actions that Rox has done. Like this document that came out about Dandy's World a couple of days ago that exposes the owner of Dandy's World, Quell, and one of the old co-owners named Rox that also had a ton of terrible things come out about them a couple of years ago are also included in this document. So let's just start there with this document. I'm just going to talk about what Rox did first, and then I'm going to get into the document, because Rox should have never been a part of Dandy's World to even begin with because of some of the horrid stuff that they did prior to this document even being out. But to clarify, before I go into talking about Rox had a ton of usernames that they used throughout the years that I'm going to list out right here. Homestruck_Jake413, Jakers, Traveling Moonrocks, and Chill Faceless. And after I explain what Rox has done, you'll completely understand why Rox had so many different usernames, because they are absolutely terrible person. So what Rox did was they were caught sending messages to a 13-year-old inappropriately on multiple different occasions, and they also got caught sending messages to a 15-year-old on multiple different occasions. And that 15-year-old that he was messaging privately, he was telling the 13-year-old about the 15-year-old in a very inappropriate way too. But trust me, that's not even as bad as it gets. Rox then decides to start drawing inappropriate images of an underage person that was 15 named Gary and distributing it to all of their friends, including people in the Dandy's World community, which is sick if you really think about it, because there's kids in that server that really looked up to Rox, so that's just very sick. And then Rox decides to make an hour-long response that is absolutely terrible, where they basically just guilt trip the whole community, the whole Dandy's World community, with their cat on screen the whole time. And I'm not even joking, you can go watch that video yourself, because I'm not going to show it here, because I don't want to give them a reason to copyright strike this video. And then people went on to debunk Rox's response, and then Rox just faded into the dark where no one seen him ever again. Until the document came out that made me make this video, where absolutely everything changed and made everyone open their eyes to see who actually made Dandy's World. Now I'm gonna bring something else to your guys' attention that is about this whole thing, called Blush Studio, that is owned by Clover, which is Quell, because it is going to be very important to this whole situation. Because after everything that Rox did, Quell decided to fire and ban Rox from the Blush Studio server on Discord and on the group on Roblox, and claimed to multiple people in the Roblox community that they had no idea what Rox was doing at the time. And there's even some DMs between Quell and Parlo at the time, where Quell also repeated that exact testament to Parlo. But Quelver, just reply to this whole thing, make amends with the whole thing, and leave your game entirely, and your game will be thriving again. You are the only problem in the game, and you are a mole on society in that game. But anyway, subscribe and watch this video if you want to be caught up on all the Quelver stuff, and bye.